What's up, y'all? Do you remember this girl?
How did my whole speech about how I need subs and to keep the stream going if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5?
Well, DSP crashed out today, and he's been on that. He's been on that level, if not worse. It's pretty bad. I thought yesterday was bad. I thought the day before was bad. It's continually bad with this guy. No matter what happens, it always gets worse somehow, right? It just always gets worse. Before we get into the video, real quick, what happened earlier today is DSP started his stream. I had recently uploaded a video about him dropping Silksong last night, and then offering fans the chance to send him super chats or super thanks or donate on today's stream saying that they wanted Silksong back. You know, retro donations, retro contributions to pull that game, retro contributions to bring that game back. So what happens is DSP gets like $56 from one person in a tip. Big surprise, right? So he brings Silksong back because of one person. It was so bad that he even had a goal. You know, the ticker at the top of his stream that's like King's Tax, and it shows like who super chatted and top donators and stuff. He had a ticker up there that he added for Silksong to bring it back. It was like $56 or something. It was a little ridiculous. But that's just how he's monetizing stuff with his fans now. You know, he's playing games for one stream, holding them hostage. If they don't hit $150 in 2 hours, which is what he was expecting from Silksong, then he drops it. Or he threatens his fans that they need to give him more money if they want to see this game. So let's get into today. He starts playing some horror game, Chronos, I believe. As you expect, it's not pulling in the support that he wants. He's not getting the numbers. We're now probably halfway through the gameplay. He's got like another hour and a half or so left on his stream. So he goes on his daily break and comes back, and this is what we get.
Thank you all. What an amazingly well-supported day. I really appreciate it. 232 out of 300. If we happen to get enough support to hit 300, we'll actually hit another goal and be even closer to doing DSP tries it this week. But I'm happy, obviously, with the overwhelming support we've gotten for today's stream. So thank you all for that. If you want to see the Taco Bell Y2K Decades menu earlier, consider supporting the next 45 minutes. Maybe we can hit another goal. Cool. So we have an hour and 40 minutes left on today's stream. All right? Let's get support right now before we even start up again. Seriously. We are at what? 67? Let's get $7 of support right now. Whether it's a super chat, a tip, 3 memberships, 2 subs, whatever it is. Let's hit it right now. Let's get to halfway. Then for this second portion of the stream, we can just focus on doing the second half. All right? Seriously. And I am serious because it's been over an hour and there hasn't been a single contribution, yet you're all sitting here watching the stream. So let's get to 75 right now.
Gross behavior, honestly.
Let's go. And for the record, because people keep asking about Silksong, we're doing Silksong tomorrow. We hit it earlier today. Someone did a very large tip, basically made up for the fact we didn't hit the goal last night, and we're doing Silksong tomorrow as the daytime stream. We're giving it a shot as a day stream. Now, people better show up, engage, and support tomorrow because they claim they want it. So you better be here for it. If you want Silksong, come by and support that stream, and we'll keep it in the rotation. All right?
Yeah, that one guy who got me to play Silksong tomorrow, you better show up and give me $150. That's all I'm seeing from it, because one person carried that. And you can almost make it seem like Phil is playing video games for one person now, right? Anyway, let's continue.
There is no math wrong on the King's Tax. Shut up. I don't want to hear about... In fact, you know what? Just go away. You're fucking annoying. Okay.
Jesus. Insult the people that pay our bills.
Okay. Yes, one person did save Silksong. I thought it would be like a rallying of a few people. And in fact, I know that Danzak had done that first super chat earlier and was talking about Silksong and probably would have wanted to have that count towards it. But then all of a sudden someone came in and was like, nah, here's just a giant tip. Let's do it. So that was amazing, obviously. And that's...
So you're crediting the one person even though Danzak tipped before. Like, you should give him a little credit. He gave you like the head start towards it. Just because somebody gave you the even amount, you just kind of discredit. I don't know. Who cares? Honestly, who cares?
Awesome and appreciated that happened. But now I need support for Chronos. All right, are we gonna get it? Come on. I've been streaming now this game for 2.5 hours. And we've gotten, in the 2.5 hours, I'm not.
It's crazy that he's so entitled to people's money. He said, are we going to get it? Like, are you guys going to pay me? Come on. Are we going to get the money? Do you go up to your boss at your 9 to 5? Because you always love to compare streaming to doing a real job. You know, it's your real business and everything. Do you walk up to your boss and go, are you going to pay me? You know, even though I don't get paid till Friday, you're going to give me my money today? Because I worked for my money today. How dare you hold out until Friday? Give me my money.
Not kidding. We've gotten, let's see, $10 of support. So let's go. Let's get to halfway to the goal right now.
Right now.
Kratos fanboy, the thing is, we don't have ideas to do anything special at 100 goals, so what's the point of counting to 100? We're doing rewards every 10 goals, right? We're doing DSP tries it. Since we don't have anything for the top one, you know what I'm saying? There's no point in counting to 100. Just not, right?
Could make a point, right? Give people a reason. Don't think that far
I'm
ahead,
streaming till 4 p.m., so we still got a while. But like I'm saying, we're here. We can't get to halfway right now, seriously. And that way we just have the second half to work towards for the second half of the gameplay stream. You're telling me there's no one watching this stream right now at all out of the 229 people watching on YouTube, out of the almost 90 people watching on Kick. There's no one watching and saying, hey, this is a good stream. Bill's actually, you know, playing a challenging game. It's tense. I'm liking the vibe. I like the content. Let's get halfway to the goal, and then we could, you know, work towards it for the second half. You're telling me there's no one out there enjoying the stream?
I'm sure there's people out there that are watching you that are, like, they're there watching you, right? So they're enjoying the stream enough that it's still on. But that's not good enough. We need money. Because money pays the bills. Views pay the bills when it comes to videos, but not when it comes to Phil's stream. He offers nothing for the internet. He just berates people. Like, this is toxic content. I'm just reacting to it. I'm providing commentary on it. I'm showing you guys what you expect on a DSP stream that you wouldn't see in his videos. But for some guy on the internet who claims that he's got all these trolls and they always do toxic things, most of them just clip the stuff that you're saying like this, Phil. I mean, you're toxic enough. You're arguing with your audience.
No. Right. I don't buy that. Or else you wouldn't be here. If the truth is, if you weren't enjoying the stream, you would not be here. You'd be watching on a fucking restream.
There you go. You answered it on your own. I might have missed that last part. People in this chat are pissed. Even YouTube. This is a terrible stream.
Well, then leave. What is keeping you here if you don't like Chronos? Really? Narwhal Gaming, it's time to dispel the nonsense. Well, aren't the Kick viewers contributing because they're watching? Dude, I have 80-something viewers on Kick. How much do you think Kick pays me for 80-something viewers on a stream? Realistically.
More than 0 cents.
Do you think I'm making tons of money on that? I'm making almost nothing.
Of course.
Okay, that's stupid. If I had 500, 1,000 viewers, then I'd be making good money. I have 80 viewers on Kick. And I could turn off the YouTube stream, and then all the YouTube viewers would have to watch on Kick, and I'd make more money. But I don't want to do that, because I appreciate my YouTube viewers who've been with me through thick and thin for 17 plus years. I'm not going to make them leave the format that they like to watch on in order to make a few extra bucks. So
for some reason, I don't fully believe that statement. I think YouTube is just like a good backup for him to have in case something happens, or Kick vice versa. Like running both of them, if he has to drop one, it's easy for people to pivot to the other. Like when he got banned on Twitch, it was hard for him to kind of have that little comeback. He had a lot less viewers when he initially moved to YouTube.
I leave the co-streaming on because of that reason. Chef Domesky, I counted the $54 from before. I swear to God, the next person that says I didn't count it is going to get banned. I've had enough. I've counted the $54. I gave everyone an extra goal. We were at 46. We're not at 45. We're at 46. I said, hey, we hit a goal because of the $54 tip.
Just remember the goals are arbitrary. Like the goals are just there so he can do his DSP tries at every 10. And I mean, the goals, I guess I shouldn't say aren't arbitrary. He basically has to hit a goal every stream so he can do DSP tries it every week. And when he doesn't do it every week, he gets kind of angry like this. But referring to like the $56 that he's not counting, that was the person who tipped earlier for Silk Song. There's been several people in this chat that said the king's tax is what the total amount of money that he's made on a stream isn't correct and the math is off. So he's getting mad that people are trying to correct his math, essentially.
And now we're counting towards the next goal. So stop with the bullshit, because I'm tired of people trying to make me look bad. I actually gave extra, and now people say I gave less.
That's crazy.
Fuck off, trying to spin everything as a toxic negative. That didn't happen. You're
Adding one tally to a goals hit isn't like giving extra. Because essentially you made the money from last night that you were asking for to hit Silksong. You technically hit that goal, but you're like, oh, I gave extra. No, you just kind of post-begged and received a post-stream donation for last night's stream, and you counted it for that, and you counted the goal, I think, right? Am I missing something? I don't think he just randomly added like, oh, we'll just add a goals hit, and so we can do DSP tries it. We'll just add one to it because you guys were so generous today. I don't know.
Inventing fucking events that didn't happen on the stream. I counted a goal towards DSP tries it for $54. So I don't want to hear it. Really, it pisses me off when people want to just make shit up.
Keep in mind, he's coming back from his break, so he should be starting up the game. Like, the game should be continuing. But he's essentially holding it hostage. He's holding the gameplay hostage because he hasn't received the money that he wants yet. You know, earlier we were just listening and he's like, are we going to get it? Come on, guys. Are we going to get the money, the support? Where is it? He just sits here and looks at chat, waits for something to come in. And that's exactly what happens. And that's what he does.
Right. It's 6 now. You're right. You're right. We're now got rid of the 4. So it's 6 out of 10. We're not going to say 46 out of 50. I don't see the point to doing that. What's up, King Michael? How's it going?
We're still waiting. It's staring at the chat for a good 30 seconds, hasn't said anything.
The funny part is that people say, why does he even address this? Because he's giving the detractors ammo. Literally everything I say is ammo. Every word out of my mouth. I'm not going to sit here silent for the stream. Anything I say is ammo for the detractors. Because even if nothing...
I didn't even want to make another video today. I was going to chill out, make some dinner, and play some games, but here I am. Because Phil is giving people ammo to talk about him, right? He's crashing out on his audience.
Happens, they still make something up anyway. So it doesn't matter. The moment I turn on the stream, they're going to say something toxic. So why do we even bring it up? You're the one bringing up the detractors, not me. Like, that's asinine. Like, oh, now the detractors have a clip. They have a clip no matter what. No matter when I turn on the stream, they have something. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, use your brain.
Phil, how is that not, like, obvious enough to you to realize that you're the problem, right? Like, you are the problem. You just said whenever you turn your stream on, it's ammo for people who don't like you and like to talk about you, because no matter what, they're going to have something to talk about because you're unhinged. This is unhinged behavior. I feel like Moist Critical right now. Like, I have to talk about somebody like this. God, his green screen effect is so awful. I think he said he uses OBS for it. I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's right. People want to see me specifically play the game. That's correct. That's why you're here. Because you want to see DSP suffer through a very challenging survival horror game.
So I would politely request that you unpause the f***ing game, dude, and start playing instead of whining and crying. Because you did this last night, and you did this for Ballad of Gay Tony. You do this all the time now. You just whine and cry.
Different than a lot of the survival horror games I've played recently. By far, too. Like, there's a lot different about this than, say, Silent Hill 2 last year, than any of the Resident Evils I've played recently. It's just very different. It's unique. I'm getting the hang of it now, although, man, it's frustrating when we get to a tough part, but I'm getting the hang of it now. I'm persevering. We're getting better at it, right? So since you're here because you specifically want to see DSP play it, then please support that content. That's what I ask. If you're here to watch the stream I'm providing because you enjoy watching me play games in the way that I do, then support that content, and then there will be more of it. Right? We talked about it earlier.
This is like the problem, is how he manipulates his audience in this way. He's not wrong, but that's not what he does, because he's not just like, hey guys, it'd be great if we get some support. All right, let's get back into the game. He's literally sitting here yelling at people in his chat about not supporting him and not supporting games and not playing the game. He sits here for over 10 minutes, maybe even up to 15, somewhere around there, after getting back from his break. So that's 30 minutes of just pausing the game and not playing it.
earlier before I started playing the game, that if you like content, you support it, then because you've supported it, that money can be made to make more content, right? That's how it works.
But you're not making content. An eighth of your stream was just taken up by you taking a break and you complaining about support. And then let's talk about the beginning where you also complained about Silksong and all that and went on a rant for a little while. Like, you wasted a ton of time not providing any content to anybody.
Now, I just sit here like a lump and I say I get everything for free because I'm entitled and I just get everything. And then how dare you even ask for any support and make a living? How could you? No, that's not how fucking life works. We made that.
And nobody would complain about that. If you honestly just asked like, hey guys, get some support, that'd be cool. But you're the type of guy, you literally gear your streams around support and money. You sell in-game items in Minecraft. You allow people to pay you to choose who you're going to race as in the next race in Mario Kart. You allow people to choose a fighter in Capcom versus SNK. I mean, you haven't done that one in a while. You sell kick badges, badges that should be given to long-term fans. You have marathons. It's supposed to be like, oh, I'm here all day. We're going to do a long, cool gameplay stream. You're going to see me suffer through Mega Man, whatever the game he's playing. And the whole stream is people giving him $100 so that he can take a shot and get drunk. I mean, I understand that you think you need to do things differently, but, you know, when it comes to ruining the idea of streaming and video games, 2-in-1, like where you kind of destroy them both, you monetize the hell out of them so normal people don't want to watch it anymore, you're the problem.
Allegory of a movie, that if a movie comes out, and people like it and they go watch it at the theater and they pay for the subscription or the on-demand rental and the movie makes money, then those movie makers can go make more movies that you like. As opposed to if you say you want the movie, but then you pirate the movie, you steal the movie, you illegally download the movie, right? Then they make no money and they can't make more content. So you're shooting yourself in the foot.
But that's true. You're right. If they make a bad movie though, and it doesn't sell well, people don't like it. They don't want to watch it. They don't make another movie because it didn't do well. And that you could say that's the same case here. When there's a movie and it does really well because people really want to see it in theaters, it just came out, or even on Netflix or something, everybody watches it because it's good, right? People tell their friends about it, like, go check this out. It does well and they make another one. What's your point here, Phil? You would be on the other end of that. You would be on the end where the movie doesn't do well and people don't like it, so then they don't make another one. They don't support the movie that's bad. This is bad. This isn't content.
When you don't support the content you like. If you don't like the content, then what are you doing here? Why are you here on my...
We're all here for the same reason, I think. I think we can agree on that, right? We're here for exactly what we're looking at, but it doesn't mean I can't criticize you for what you're doing. I think that if you changed your ways and leaned into things and just didn't treat people the certain way and do certain things, you'd probably be a lot more watchable to most people out there. Your content would be a little more digestible and natural, and the trolls would go seek other people out that act this way, I guess, right? You know? Because those people, like you said, they like drama. They're geared towards where the drama is. And when you create drama like this and you turn your streams into drama where you yell at your audience, guess who's going to be there?
I stream if you don't like it. So either you enjoy and you support when you can and you understand why I ask for contributions, or you fuck off. It's one or the other. There's
really?
No in between. There's actually, this is actually a case, there is no black and white. Like, either you like the content, so you're here to enjoy it, you're here to support me.
Didn't you say last night that everything was black and white? I don't know.
Because you like the way I play games, you like it, or you get the fuck out because you're just sitting here being toxic and no one cares about you.
Who's being toxic? You're the only one talking on the stream. Well, I guess there's people in your chat, but then you could just ban them and you don't say anything. Or you just roll with the punches. Whatever, they're making fun of me because I did something goofy. I get people criticizing me in my comments too. It is what it is. But you go full toxic mode, you create drama out of nothing, and it's where the people leech to.
Biggs, I did not tell you to get the fuck out. You must have joined mid-sentence. What I'm saying is, there's a group of people who are LARPers. They come in here and they pretend like they're fans of mine. They're not. And they sit here and they talk shit, and they're very toxic about everything. And God forbid that I'm on my own stream, my own business, and I say, hey, please support the stream. Oh, he's begging. It's horrible that he would do that. No, I have to do that, because if I don't do that, I can't make a living. And people should understand that.
Yeah, but do you have to do it like every 10, 15 minutes? I mean, I've had like streams where I go through the transcript of what he says, and I'm like, I'll look at the raw fill time, and it's like 2:30 p.m. And then it's like 2:37 p.m. and he's talking about the same thing. The problem is, Phil, you don't let support go. You don't just mention it once or twice a stream. You have this conversation with Steve Cambion, who is like, you should tone down on the begging. Why not just mention it once or twice? You know, remember the time he was on Steve Cambion's and during the interview, he started pulling up videos and he's like, you begged 96 times during this video.
If they support the content they like, they get more of it, right? If you pirate the content, if you go watch it elsewhere because it's stolen, then the content cannot continue to succeed because I need to make a living. So it's that simple. It really is a simple thing. But they don't want to act like they want, oh, anytime that he says anything about profits or being supported, it's a toxic, horrible thing. No, it's not.
That's not true, but your streams are centered around it, so it's hard not to talk about it.
The truth is, what happens when we hit goals? Then I'm like, well, I actually don't want to talk anymore about goals. You know, we hit the goal. We're good. Right now, if we hit the goal 150, I would say, hey, thanks a lot. Maybe we can hit a second goal, but hey, thanks for hitting the goal, and then we can just play the game. Instead, I've been here 2 hours, and there's been $10 of support in 2 hours.
I think that's the issue here. I don't think it's anybody else. I don't think it's us. I don't think it's, you know, the LARPers in your chat. I think that's the issue, is you've only gotten $10 in 2 hours.
So that's the problem.
It is, for you.
Green Luigi, no other streamer is in the situation I'm in, so fuck off.
Green Luigi said, at DSP Gaming, no other streamer I've ever watched talks about money as much as you do. Support talk is more than half of your content. That's what Phil was saying, fuck off to.
Really, no other streamers in the unique situation I'm in, so I have to do things differently.
But no other streamer has put themselves in that situation. Well, I guess some have, like, come close, you know, I guess. That's why we call them lolcows. But this goes back to, like, Phil never taking responsibility for anything. Like, the decisions that he's made, the bad choices, the spending, stuff like that, all that's out the window. Because it's the victim mentality. It's just, you've done something wrong in the past, and it's just like you've gotten away with weaseling yourself out of everything, right? And it's like that stuff doesn't even exist. But that's why we make videos like this, so we can reference it and try to hold you accountable and do better, I guess, ultimately. Though I don't think that's ever going to happen. I mean, shit, I'm here talking.
And you can kiss my ass. If you don't like the content, leave. What are you doing here? Right?
Here we go.
Okay. So, I'm going to continue to play. Thank you, Princess Luna. Princess Luna, $7 super chat. Now we've hit halfway to the goal.
We're going to end it here in a minute, but I think there's a little more. But I just want to say, notice how his attitude switches up here. Now that he's gotten $7 from somebody. He's got money in his pocket.
And now we're going to play. I was going to say we're going to have to play anyway. But thank you so much, Princess Luna. Hey, look. It's someone who's a positive person who likes my content and actually wants to support it. What a novel concept.
It's really awful, though, that you had to go through all that for this guy to be like, shut up, here's $7. It's like you're walking down the street and a homeless guy is following you around. He's like, please, can I get some money? Can I get some money, please? And you're like, dude, here's $7. Get out of my face.
Right? Not toxic jerks who sit here and are demanding and everything I do is wrong. But then when I do what you want, what you're asking for, you also say it's wrong. You know, it is. It's very contrarian. It gets annoying. Like, I've really enjoyed this year because this year I've got to...
Notice how he's not as pissed off now, right? Now he's just kind of like, listen, guys, like, here's what it is, you know?
Do a lot of things that normally I wouldn't have done. And I branched out and I did all kinds of new content. And I'm really enjoying this ride. But people have to understand, for that ride to continue, we have to keep hitting goals and have to get support. If we keep hitting goals, then I can buy new peripherals. I can buy any game I want when
shouldn't be your audience's responsibility in the first place, and it shouldn't be a burden that you put on them.
It's new. We could buy 10 games in a week, for God's sakes. We could, and it's fine.
But you want people to support your stream, but you don't even support developers half the time. You play half the games on Game Pass, right? You don't buy the games. You're a streamer. Your whole business is playing these people's art. You're playing their games. You could credit them a little bit more than just giving the money to Microsoft, who will funnel it down to them.
I can get new controllers on the fly, new wheels, new lighting, new anything, whatever you want. But that's because you're supporting the content, so I can continue to make it and improve it. If you just sit here complaining all day, you don't like any of the content, anytime that I ask for support, I'm horrible, what a horrible person I am, don't you understand that you serve no purpose? Zero. Just go watch the fucking detractor and leave us all alone. Stop fucking crapping on these chats. We want to actually enjoy the game together. I want to sit here and talk with people.
But here's the thing. He's making this whole scenario right here that he's talking about seem like it was all stemmed from detractors and stuff in his chat. As if it wasn't the lack of support that he came back and immediately started talking about. He's got nothing since the gameplay started. But now we're pivoting, you know, we're pivoting towards, oh, it was all the detractors' fault. Go watch their content. They're all toxic. Leave us alone. You know, they're the reason we're not getting support. Like,
have engagement. I don't want to see people just literally constantly complain. It's frustrating. It does. It gets to you. Like, shut the fuck up.
And on that note, I will. Because I'm kind of done with watching this. I think the worst of it's over. But this wasn't cool. He's crashed out on his audience and treated them poorly. And, you know, I guess it's, you want to say what else is new and they, you know, do they deserve it? You know, some people feel that way. It's just, do better, treat people nicer, stop demanding stuff from them when they don't owe you. And that's where we're going to leave this one. Peace, y'all. I'm back. You know, I stopped the recording 2 seconds too early because you know what happens next?
Well, folks, guess what?
Guess what?
I'm not kidding. I just received a $100 tip.
Look at that face. This guy just complained for 15 minutes, crying and whining at his audience. You know, the Wolverine action figure syndrome, where he doesn't get his way, so he cries and whines about it. Well, he got his way, and look at the face of that man. What a baby. Shame on the person who actually fed into this behavior. He's like a toddler. Honestly, shame on the person who fed into this behavior and gave him money for doing this 10-minute rant yelling at people. How you aren't full of shame and embarrassment is beyond me. But it's Phil in a nutshell, I guess. Peace, y'all.